Oh, hold on. No, that don't look right either. But whatever, you guys. What up, YouTube? I am back. And today, this evening, it's not even the daytime anymore. It's evening. I just want to go ahead and talk about the whole Will, Jada, and August thing. I really wasn't going to talk about it at first because, it's just flooded on Facebook and Insta. I have a Twitter account, but I'm never on Twitter, like never on Twitter. Because if I had Twitter on my phone, the app, it'd just be like notification, shit I don't even care about. So I don't put Twitter on my phone, but I'm pretty sure it's blowing up over there on Twitter like a mug. But I just want to talk about it. And I think that for one, I think I feel like Will and Jada are like a very strong couple. I mean, it seems like they're not in the media a lot, but when they are, it's just a lot of stuff being discussed about their relationship, their marriage, or whatever. But for the most part, I think they keep a lot of things secretly, and that's that's understandable because um, if you don't, media can tear your life apart. It surely can. It surely can, and they won't give two fucks. They won't give two fucks. People on social media don't give two fucks about tearing somebody down. They really don't. It's ridiculous. They will tear your ass down and move on to the next person. I see it all the time. I don't even know why my voice is like this. Maybe because it's like 10 o'clock at night. Maybe I'm tired. I don't know. I don't know. Um, but yeah, with the whole Jada and how she brought herself to the Red Table Talk. Now listen, I don't watch Red Table Talk a lot because I just don't. I don't have nothing against it. I just don't watch it a lot. But she didn't really have to address the shit that August had brought up with their relationship and everything. I mean, when it first came up, I think like last year or the year, however long ago it did when it first came up. I believed it. I believed that they had a relationship. I mean, I don't think that boy had no reason to lie of them having a relationship, but then he brought it up again, and so Jada had to address it, and just to I guess to clear the air and to just address it so the shit can just end. Because if not, people are gonna be talking about speculation. So I think it was a good thing that she addressed it, and I think it was excellent that she addressed it with her husband. Now, from what I've heard and what I've seen, that this it wasn't an affair. Actually, they were on a break because they've been married for a long time, and a lot of people who've been together for years know that sometimes you have to go on a break from a motherfucker because they will drive you fucking bananas, or shit happens within a relationship, and you need to step back and be like, do I still want to stay with this motherfucker, or do I want to kick rocks? You know what I'm saying? Some matches don't work. They kick rocks, because shit just ain't worth it, but Will and Jada, they sticking it through the long run. I'm kind of people. I seen one meme talking about, is this still it was Will and Jada still relationship goals. I think they are, and here's my reasoning of why. It's because it takes a lot of work to stay in a relationship. Period. It's hard to stay in a relationship with somebody else. Half the time it's hard to be in a relationship with yourself. Okay? So sometimes you hate yourself. You be like, man, can't stand this motherfucker. But you can't walk away because it's you. So trying to coexist with someone else in your space is hard. It's hard work. I mean, shit goes wrong. People, they 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 jump into relationships sometimes. You fall out of love sometimes. You argue too much where it's not worth staying. Just you guys aren't listening to each other. It's just a lot of shit to stay into a relationship. Some people have this dream about what a long time relationship. You see these older couples and you be like, "Oh, I want to be like that." But for them older couples to get to where they at, it took a lot of fucking work. I'm just going to put it like that because I've been in a relationship for 23 years. And within my relationship, we took a break. It was like a whole year. A whole year. Do I regret it? Fuck no. Fuck no. At the time when you going through it and you may not see yourself as getting back with that person, it hurts and it's hard. And just like Will and Jada were talking about, where Will said he didn't even want to be with her no more. It gets like that in a long relationship. And when you get to that point where you just thinking maybe you're going to call it quits, some people to mass, instead of trying to figure out what the issue is, whether it be with the relationship, with the other person, or with yourself, you suppress it and you jump into something else just so you won't have to deal with whatever the issue was with your relationship. And I think personally, which may not fully be the case, but I feel like that's what Jada did. And it just happened to be the person that was close to her or there for her at the time, which a lot of people do that. A lot of people do that. Like, you know, you could have a best friend or whatever, best friend, opposite sex, and you and your partner are going through it, and that person is close to you. So 9 times out of 10, that's the person you're gonna go with. If something go down or you grow, start to have feelings for that person, and it's not like genuine "I love you" or a factuation. It's just like this is somebody who you're comfortable with and who is helping you through shit. So you have some kind of feelings. I wouldn't say it was love or lust or that. It's just some kind of feelings that change. And I think it just has a lot to do with the emotional state you're in and the situation that's going on at that time. And I feel like that's what was going on with Jada and August Alcina. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. But anyway, and I think that it was a good thing that Jada and Will got together at that table because it showed also that they both had talked about this, talked through it, and they both were at a comfortable spot to discuss it publicly with everybody else and just air it out. And you could tell that they understood each other. Like for me, I feel like if you can get past certain things, which it takes a lot of communication, and that's what is wrong with a lot of relationships. You don't know how to communicate with each other. Like with me and my SO, our communication was not there. And it was a lot of me talking to him talking to me, we talking at each other, and we not listening to what each other is saying because no, I'm right, you not right. And him, no, I'm right, you not right. Even if we're talking about the same thing and we're agreeing, in our head we not listening to what we saying. So the opportunity to be like, yeah, I get it. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, was there, but we were not uh paying attention. It wasn't, the communication was lost. It was like we were talking at each other and not to each other. And that's what's wrong with a lot of relationships. Not saying that that's what the problem was with Jada and Will. No one knows. That's their business. Whatever went on with them, that's their business. But getting back to the point that they came together to understand how one felt and what one was going through, and talked it out to the point where they can bring it to the red table, and she can tell her side and he can agree or he can give input, and it didn't turn into a argument, a feud, or all blown out, yelling and screaming. It was talk, straight direct talk and understanding, and that kind of relationship is worth keeping up, I believe. In my opinion, that kind of relationship is worth keeping because you guys are at a point where you can do that. You can have this deep conversation, and it may hurt because, one person did this and the other person has to either accept it or let it go. But to come together and find out why this happened, what were the circumstances of it happening? Um, just what they can do to make it better if that was the conversation between them two before they brought it public to the table. I feel like that's what more relationships need, and I feel like that's something that can make them stronger as a couple. You see a lot of people, like they say, power couples like Beyonce and Jay-Z. Power couple, basically, when they refer to them as a power couple, I think it's basically just money and, making them transactions to make them richer. But I feel like a power couple is a couple that can come together and be strong and be tight and have each other's back and be able to go through shit and come out the other end together even stronger. So you could also see that, Will was still pissed off by the little uh remark he said about he has to get her back. And then she said something like, no, you did that before, so we just gonna let it go. And so there's still backstories, and there's still maybe some things that they need to work out. But for the most part, a lot of people may think like, oh no, Will Smith needs to just divorce her, blah blah blah. But the thing is, it's easier to walk away than it is to stay. Now, I'm not saying that people can do shit in a relationship and you just stay regardless of anything. No. I'm saying you got to look at the relationship as a whole. If I walk away, will this benefit me? If I stay, will it benefit me? If I love this person, how much do I love this person? Is it enough that I'll stay and maybe it'll happen again? You just got to know. You have to know the person that you are with. You have to know them. You have to have the conversations, even if it's uncomfortable conversations. If this is somebody that you want to spend the rest of your life with, you have to have these conversations. You have to let this person know how you feel about things, where it's going wrong, your opinion. Never be quiet in a relationship, because a relationship is two people. So you never let this other person think everything is glitter and gold, because they cannot read your mind. So you always have to voice your opinion. You always need to communicate. And I feel like Will and Jada, even though it may not be perfect, in my opinion, it is. It's a perfect relationship because they can sit down and have the conversations that need to be had to let them know if their marriage is worth saving or if it's time to walk away. And some people, they don't do that. They don't take the time out to do it. That's why we see so many broken families, because shit may be able to be saved, but so many people find it easier just to walk away and because it's uh um it's the pride that gets to them of someone actually like cheating on them, or someone um making them feel less than, or someone in their, I'm saying like in their mind, someone um just not the person that they feel that that person should be, you know. And these are the conversations you need to have in the beginning of the relationship, the middle of the relationship, in the present relationship. These conversations should not, they should not they should not be held in. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to communicate with your partner without feeling uncomfortable about what is on your mind, because this is how you know if you guys are compatible, if you guys need to work on things, if you guys need to um um walk away, you know? So for me, the whole Jada, Will, and August was someone who was there at the time where Jada needed him. And a lot of people do that. So, that's nothing new. It's just they celebrities, but people do it all the time, every day, all day. And for one, Jada and Will said that they were on a break. They didn't even know if they were going to be together. He didn't even want to be in the same room as her, whatever. So, you know, I'm glad that it came to a point where they were able to have that conversation, and were able to work whatever it was out. Jada said that, it was mainly her where she needed to figure things out, and that's okay. That's normal, but you do need to, instead of holding things in, you need to express to your partner, because that's the key word, partner within your relationship. So, um, within your relationship, always be able to have any conversation you need. Never feel, if you're in a relationship and you feel like you cannot voice your opinion or have that conversation without it being some big old blown out thing where the person is don't want to hear you, don't want to hear what's wrong with you, how you're feeling, you don't like this, vice versa, man or woman, then maybe that's not the relationship for you. Because you should be able to have those conversations to heal. You need to heal to see if you guys can walk through the fire and come out the end, or walk away. So I feel like Jada and Will's relationship is a very strong relationship, and it still is goals. I mean, it still is goals. You could tell they look at each other and they love each other. I mean, but I feel like it still goes, and I think it was good that they came to the table together, not just her, and talked about the whole thing and what happened and where they're at now. It takes a lot of strength to do that, especially for celebrities, especially to put your business out there. Um, Takes a lot of strength, a lot of courage, and they have it. I mean, they did it together. So kudos to them. And yeah, that's my thoughts on Will, Will and Jada. I think they're a cute couple. I love their kids. So yeah, talk to you later.